Hi everyone! In this video, we are going to talk briefly about New Zealand's history. This project was done by Wiam Assri, Ramia Abdesalam, and Ariana Andrei. I hope you'll enjoy it. Let's get started with my partner Wiam.
First of all, we are going to talk about this country's flag. The United Tribes of New Zealand was recognized as the first national flag of these islands between 1834 and 1840. The actual New Zealand flag is a symbol of realm, government, and people of New Zealand. Its royal blue background is derived from the ensign of the Blue Squadron of the Royal Navy. The stars emphasize this country's location in the South Pacific Ocean. On the other hand, the Union Jack recognizes New Zealand's historical origins as a British colony and dominion. Although this flag was widely used since 1869, it was formally adopted in 1902. Now let's continue with the geography. New Zealand is an island country located in the southwestern Pacific Ocean. It consists of a large number of islands, around 600, now beneath the sea. The two main islands by size are the North Island and the South Island. The majority of New Zealanders live in the North Island. The countryside is moderately populated. There are many small towns with less inhabitants and a number of provincial cities of more than 20,000 inhabitants. Some of the smallest towns and villages have become abandoned as many people moved to the bigger towns and cities. The first ones arriving into the country were Maori's ancestors. They probably arrived from Polynesia between 1250 and 1300 AD and discovered New Zealand as they explored the Pacific navigating the ocean. The term Maori did not exist until the Europeans arrived. It means ordinary, and Maoris used it to distinguish themselves from the new settlers.
The first Europeans known to have reached New Zealand were Dutch explorer Abel Tasman and his crew in 1642. Europeans did not revisit New Zealand until 1769, when British explorer James Cook mapped almost the entire coastline. Following him, several ships cruised New Zealand, trading food and metal tools. After this arrival, the Treaty of Waitangi was signed on 6 February 1840. This treaty governs the relationship between Maori and everyone else and ensures the rights for both Maori and Pakeha, who were non-Maori people. It does that by 1. Accepting that Maori tribes have the right to organize themselves and requiring the government to act reasonably and in good faith towards Maori. And 2. Establishing equality and the principle that all New Zealanders are equal under the law. As immigrant numbers increased, conflicts over land led to New Zealand land wars of the 1860s, resulting in the loss and confiscation of much Maori land. Meanwhile, the South Island settlements prospered.
Now moving to social changes, in 1893, New Zealand became the first country in the world to grant all women the right to vote. A year later, in 1894, New Zealand developed the adoption of compulsory arbitration between employers and unions. On the other hand, in 1901, they declined the chance to join the Australian Federation. Instead, in 1907, New Zealand became an independent dominion. The New Zealand government is a constitutional monarchy with a parliamentary democracy and a codified constitution. That means that the constitution is made up by several sources. Elizabeth II is the queen and the head of state. She is advised by the prime minister. When Britain joined the European Economic Community in 1973, New Zealand had already begun diversifying its sport trade. Culturally, they also become more diverse. Particularly from the 1980s, a wide range of ethnic groups have been encouraged to settle there. According to data, 92% of New Zealand citizens are Europeans, 7% are Maori, 1% is Asian and other Pacific minorities.
Among 174 different languages are spoken in this country. The official ones are English and Maori, and the most common ones are Samoan, Mandarin, and Hindi. Now let's talk about festivals. This country is mostly influenced by Europeans and Maoris. Since the 1950s, there has been a cultural renaissance for the Maori. Festivals like Te Matatini celebrate Maori culture, especially the traditional dance and song performances known as kapa'aka. Waves of migrants have also brought different cultures that are celebrated in a variety of ways. In the 1920s, New Zealand could control almost all of its internal and external policies, although it did not become fully independent until the adoption of the Statute of Westminster in 1947.
Sadly, this video came to an end. Thank you for watching.